was looking through I was looking through my omitted names, right? So I have initials, stuff, because I'm going through sworn statements. So like the sworn statement we're gonna look at tonight is from the bike guy.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm going to my omitted, number sheet, of those who I don't know the names of. And I put the picture in there, and I'm like, man, the sworn statement says PL, PL, PL. What are these guys' names? I'm thinking, page 3 of the investigative, I went to go to the investigative document for my answers. So I'm like, page 3, PL, Paul Lacomb, security officer.
PL, Paul Lacomb.
Yep. All right. So at least I'm putting a whole list together, so it's really good, man.
It's good.
All right. I even got pictures on there, so hopefully I did the timeline, updated timeline today, so hopefully everything is. I put gunshots and from like there's Sleep Deep Vegas and Las Vegas Shooting Archive. Those guys have sent me stuff.
Great.
So I'm trying.
That's really good. Through the years, there's been people that grab little bits and pieces, and everybody has something different. It's nice to bring it all together.
Yeah, I'm trying to fit it all into this this timeline.
Well, and not to rush through an investigation. So it's just like we were talking earlier, just taking this step by step it's easy to go into other directions when you're not done with this one. Mm-hmm. And so I think I think we're doing a great thing by dissecting these sworn statements and getting the timeline together and just kind of taking your time through this and doing a thorough investigation. So
yeah.
I think you owe it to the folks, the victims, and unfortunately it wasn't done. We already know that, and we're only 3 or 4 sworn statements in. So,
all right. So let's start with this guy, this bike guy. So sworn statement was taken on the 11th of October.
Okay, 11 days.
11 days after. So the 2 gentlemen who are down the hallway, Anthony, right, and now the bike guy.
Right.
I mean, they're first on the scene, basically.
Yeah, they're really first up there. And this guy, his interview is the 11th. The other guy's interview is the 12th.
Yeah.
So
this one's
whatever happened to the first 48 hours?
Right.
I was surfing channels earlier today, and I come across the first 48 hours, the series, and I'm like, yeah, duh. Whatever happened to that? I mean, it just seemed like before you put anybody on TV with a, massacre like this, that you investigate thoroughly before everybody else's thing is tampered with or discredited because they talk about something they saw on TV instead of what they actually saw.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So,
right,
what's up with this bike guy?
All right, so they got Detective B. Hodson. So we've seen him before. Also present, it's blacked out. So it looks like there's 2 people in there. Looks like there's 2 people plus the bike guy.
Okay.
All right, so we go through here, but we know the guy that's blacked out is Mandalay Bay, because later on it says also in the room with me is blank from the Mandalay Bay property as well.
Okay.
All right, so we know that that person's from the Mandalay Bay.
Right.
All right, so so we go into it. Let's see. So we ask him what's his job. Guy says I work security, and I mean let's just call him Paul. That's his name. So Paul Lacomb.
Paul Lacomb.
Paul Lacomb, page 54.
And he is from what police department?
No, he's a Mandalay Bay security guard.
Oh, I thought the bike unit guy was from the police department.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, no. He's a Mandalay Bay security bike.
Oh,
security
okay.
guy.
All right.
So,
I didn't know that. Okay.
All right. So
yeah, you know, for people out there, you go through all this stuff with a fine-tooth comb, and you talk to me because I know nothing, and I'm just getting it firsthand, and you like to just see my reactions. That's really why we're here. You know, because I don't really, I haven't really kept up with this. You have all that information. And so you just like to see my reaction and see what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. I'm your little brother. That's fine. I'll take it. So
yep. So this guy, he said, the cop says, so are there any specific duties that you specifically have as a security officer? And Paul says, I ride a bike with a weapon. It's about as simple as that. All right.
oh.
That's
Does he say it's about as simple as that?
No.
Okay, you just added that. You
I just
ad-libbing
added
right
that.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
I ride a bike with a weapon.
I ride a bike with a weapon.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
All
So
right.
that tells us right there he does have a weapon.
He does, exactly.
Right.
We didn't see it in the video,
Uh-uh.
but tells us he confirmed that he does have a weapon. All right. So cop says, so you're an armed security guard? He says, yes. Cop says, how long have you been here employed at the Mandalay Bay? Guys, Paul says, a little over 3 years. Cop says, were you working on the day October 1st? Paul says, yes. What shift were you working that day? Paul says, swing shift. And on that day, cop says, do you recall any incident happening that night? I mean, come on. It's
Come
11
on.
days later, for God's sake.
My goodness.
I mean, Paul says, yes.
No shit, Sherlock.
Hey.
That's one of those, come on, man. Come on. Gee, Merry Christmas.
Wow.
All right.
So anyway, I know.
God.
I think Paddock probably worked with all these guys, and he just was like, screw this, guys.
Yeah, no
God.
kidding.
Man.
Jeez.
So anyway, cop says, what do you recall in your own words? All right. So Paul says, at approximately 10 o'clock, I was riding my bike. We got a call. One of the guys was hit on the 32nd floor. Myself and another officer responded. We know there were 2 bike guys up there.
Right.
We were called to that floor. Rode our bikes through the casino to the guest elevators. That's how they got up there so quick.
Huh.
Wife.
Would everybody please shut their cell phones off while we're doing a show, please?
She's going to hate this because she's going to know that I put her on hold.
She's hungry. She's wanting to go out to eat.
I'll hear about it if she ever watches these.
Yeah. So will I with the bird comment a few videos back. So yeah, mockingbird comment. So go ahead.
So we got up there, and it was made our way up there. Got up there thinking it was just a fight. right? Like people fighting,
Okay.
right? Like people fighting.
Right.
Right. That's honest. Call went over the radio that one of our officers up on 32 was possibly hit with a BB gun or a pellet gun.
So they got that call.
Mm-hmm.
They heard it.
Well, it's dispatch, I imagine.
Well, I know, but the guy we just did, he didn't hear that.
Well, he actually said Campos. He basically said, I've been hit, you know. So
yeah, but he didn't know it was a BB or pellet gun.
So here it's a BB or pellet gun.
Right. And that's
kids up there fighting.
Yeah, and that corresponds with our timeline.
Yep.
Because that's what Campos said, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
we were in the mindset of possibly a shooter. You know, it also went over the radio. There was an active shooter at the event across the street. So guy hears the BB gun, the pellet gun, also hears there's an active shooter across the street.
right. There's a lot going on.
There is just a lot. And it's 11 days later.
Right.
So do you remember, cop says, what time that was? I mean, I have what I have a problem with is when this guy asks somebody what time it was in the middle of all the chaos.
Right.
When they've had 11 days to get all of the recordings and timestamps.
Right. Well, I don't know why they're. I mean, my personal opinion is I'm not sure why they're not saying, okay, let's do individual timelines in a investigative and conversation. Okay, at 6 o'clock, what were you doing?
Right.
Okay. Then what?
At
then
10:05.
Then what?
10:06.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Let's go like that. I don't understand why none of these are like that.
You know what's interesting is, you know, in the report, they, you know how they said they tracked Campos, right, back to his house in Mesquite and back and forth and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, because they had 4 cell phones that they were looking at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, every one of these guys have a cell phone.
Every one of them.
We know exactly where they were at what time.
Right.
Whether they were inside the Mandalay Bay or outside. We know the exact geolocation of that phone.
Right.
And as long as the guy says, yes, I had it on me the whole night, I don't really have to ask him anything else.
Right. You know where he's at.
If he had cell reception, we know exactly where he's at.
And you know that with an incident of this caliber, you should be easily able to get all that information with the FBI right there.
Right.
I just these questions that this guy continues to ask it blows my mind away, and
Yeah. So this guy Paul says, well, between 10, maybe 10:10, 10:12. Okay. I mean, 12 minutes during. I mean, it's a critical 12 minutes.
And this, I mean, seriously though, this is after all the TV shows and all the, it's all your statement. Again, it's some crazy stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, all right, between 10 and 10:12. All right. Got it. So the cop says, what's the cop say?
Okay.
All right. You got it. I mean, what else is he going to ask? Stupid question, get a stupid answer?
Okay. All right.
Paul says, well, that's approximately. And the cop says,
okay.
Okay. I mean, of course it is.
All righty then.
Did we learn anything from that? You just wasted all my freaking time.
Yeah.
All right. Well. So anyway, I mean, look, we got photos of the room like 5
Right.
minutes after the shooting.
Right.
And we're still asking him about approximately 12 minutes. And
Yeah.
hell, the
Come. I need this timeline. Come on, man. Come on.
all right.
So,
So
I don't know. It's
cop
crazy
says,
stuff.
yeah, somewhere. I mean, he spends so much time somewhere around there. Okay, all right, all right. This is while you're going up the elevator. Is that correct? Guy says, yeah. What occurred from there? Cop says, what occurred from there? Paul says, we got up to the floor. Myself and blacked out.
Right.
They did a good job blacking that one out.
Darn it.
No, got up there. We saw blank
Okay.
run down the hallway.
All right.
That was good.
Yeah.
He had what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his calf. So we know this was Campos they're talking about.
Okay.
It looked like a BB gun. It looked like a BB. Yeah, so I'm guessing it was just a fragment. I mean, my supervisor, the security operations manager, blacked out. We know it was Anthony.
Right.
Sottile was up there at the time.
Okay.
Oh, hey, you said that too early. What did the cop say? He said,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Success.
Okay.
And you could hear the gun going off.
Okay.
So the dude's running. He's coming out of the elevator. He sees Campos, right? Running to the center core.
Right.
He notices there's something going on with his calf, so we know it's Campos. And he's still hearing the gunfire.
Gunfire. Good timeline.
Same timeline as Anthony.
Yep.
All right.
Anthony didn't see Campos, but he did.
Yeah, I think he saw him running out as well.
I really think Anthony was focused, man.
Yeah,
he was just
focused.
He was trying to get to the origin here.
Yep.
So
this guy says, I think it was going. He says, so he says you could hear the gun going off, not coming down the hallway. I'm assuming it was going out the window.
Nice. Interesting. Now, that contradicts Campos and Anthony.
No,
Anthony well, he heard it. In one statement said he heard it from in the room, but I want to say another statement said he heard it the way he mentioned it from the room. I'd have to look at that again. I'd have to look at that again.
When we got off of the 32nd floor, we heard active shooting going on. So, but this is good. I mean,
it is good. I like it.
We know at that moment in time, the rounds are not coming down the hallway.
No.
But they are going off. So
you
can timestamp that.
Yeah.
And in my time event chart that everybody can download, you can see where the times are. And it's actually lining up.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I haven't put Campos' stuff in there, right? I put it, but it's further down because none of his stuff I have a timestamp for, but everybody else we have timestamps.
Okay.
So I've got time now.
Oh, really? Because of the videos?
His stories are just all over the place.
Right.
So, and I don't know if it was purposely done or just the way he thinks about stuff and then says it.
Right.
I mean, I kind of have this assumption that he's thinking in Spanish but then talking in English.
Okay.
So it might be, but I mean, nothing against him like that, but I'm looking at it going, okay, what did he say specifically for this sentence?
Right.
Let me move it into the correct area and see if it works. So anyway. Okay. So was there anybody else, the cop says, coming at you guys besides blank? I'm assuming Jesus Campos.
Okay.
Paul says no. Cop says,
Okay.
no. I tricked you on that one. Paul says, did you guys ever see a maintenance engineer up there? So Paul says, the cop said that to him. Paul says, so blank, he's one of the engineers, senior watch. He was up there along with another male. Right? So because he's saying engineer and senior watch, I'm assuming he's saying Shannon Alsbury, the facility manager.
Right.
And Tony, right? And Anthony. That's what I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah, because the bike guy, would Anthony might not be in charge of that bike guy. You know?
Yeah, I think he says it later on.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right.
The cop says, okay. And Paul says, I don't know his name. Cop says, so when you guys came out, you didn't see that guy coming down the hallway?
He just told him he did.
Didn't see him coming down the hallway like Campos, right?
Right.
Didn't see what he's referring to as the engineer.
I see.
Coming down the hallway.
Okay.
He's referring to Shuck.
You think?
Well, yeah, because they've already been presented as heroes, man. It's 11 days later.
Yeah. So even the police officer questioning, has seen this, and he's trying to place Shuck there as well.
Right.
Somehow, that's really the first time we've heard that, though.
Yeah, he asked Anthony about the engineer too. Anthony said he didn't see it, but the Las Vegas Police Department actually, in their statements to the public, only conveyed that they had just learned about Shuck few days after.
It's been more than a week, and I don't have to say since the shooting, because it's really a moment branded into the memories of almost everybody in Nevada. But over the last 8 days, a lot has been learned about the shooter, and a lot is still unknown. And because so many false stories have polluted the internet, there's still a lot of confusion over details of the shooting.
And what I would like to your public that's listening to really understand is that we tried to provide information to the public the best that we knew it at the time that we knew it. But let me be very clear about a couple of things. Number one is the first 3 or 4 days post this event was spent almost entirely trying to determine whether or not there was other suspects involved in this, whether there were people that knew about it leading up to it, chasing down all of those leads to ensure that our community was safe. So we really we had people working on it. But as you can imagine, with so many victims and so many injured across all of our area hospitals, the information that we were getting through interviews with people that were involved was spotty at best. And so we thought we had a relatively good picture until just a couple of days ago that we found out there was also a maintenance man that had come up to check the door or the stairwell that the security officer had reported as being barricaded.
Interesting.